All right, here's a little video on risk management for employees. Being ready for termination. So be ready for unexpected termination. In my experience, sad but true, it's not if but when. Now maybe that's just me, but I've heard of it happening to a lot of people that I wouldn't have expected it to happen to. So what do? Well, keep your resume up to date. You should, always have that ready to go and up to date. Keep it fresh. Keep your information current. Maintain your connections, relationships, and always be on the lookout for work. I remember jobs past, there was a colleague that I worked with, and I saw him one day, and jokingly, he was all dressed up. And I said, "Where are you going for an interview?" And he said, "Yep." And I said, "What? Really? Are you leaving?" He said, "No." He said, "I like to just stay current. I go on interviews every once in a while just to see what's out there, to see what they're offering, to keep my skills sharp, and to stay ready." And I thought, well, that's really smart. Maintain your relationships. A lot of people, they do those platitudes where, hey, if you ever need anything, if I can ever be of help. Uh, Rarely, but sometimes, again, in my experience, do you find people, your true friends, who are ready to help you and to say, you know what, um, here's some solid leads, or we'll create something for you if you're lucky enough to have that. Or I know of someone who's looking for a contract, or whatever it is. Maintain those relationships and always be on the lookout for something new. Get multiple streams of income. Instead of devoting more time, often unpaid, to your current job, do the work that's required of you, but put that extra time and effort into a second source of income. Don't be reliant totally on one thing. That's, I've done that in the past. And as I mentioned in an earlier video, it was funny because I was saying just before I was terminated this time that, hey, I can't be reliant. I gotta shape up. I gotta get my own preparedness in place, and I gotta have multiple streams of income. I've got to have something else, even if it's just a wee little bit coming in from somewhere else. So really work on that. There's all sorts of sources for that. You could, if you like investing, if that's kind of a personal thing you like to do, you can have dividend income. You can start a small business. If you have hobbies or things you do, crafts, um, anything you like, photography, well, start a gig as, a photographer. Or if you like to make things, crochet or knit or do leather work, whatever it is, think of something else and maybe start that. Be ready for it. Take training. You should always be looking to expand your training, but if there's courses offered at your current company, either in your current role to get better at what you're currently doing, or in a related role, take some of that, especially if it interests you. Make yourself more broadly employable or able to go into different areas. If there's short-term assignments, secondments, bursts, whatever they call them, shadowing, take advantage of that. See if you like another area. See if you like another line of work. Take advantage of that wherever you can. Your data. So I've had a job or jobs in the past where my only phone was the work phone. All my information was in there. All my contacts, everything. I didn't have a personal phone. Back that stuff up. Have your personal phone. Have the contacts backed up in it. Um, Twice I've had people call me up. Actually, three times, and say, okay, the position's no longer required. You're done. You're terminated. Basically, put your phone and your swipe card on the desk. We'll walk you out. Security will walk you out, and we'll box up all your stuff and send it to you. And I remember asking one time, saying, "Look, can I at least get, like, even my kids' phone numbers? They're on my phone. Can I at least get that off there, because I don't know it off by heart?" Download and send yourself your training records, especially if you have things that you have to um, get recertified and provide evidence of your credits. Now, this may seem like a no-brainer to some people, but quite often you forget to do it. I had a bunch of stuff on my work computer over the years, records, and I'd have to call back into HR and say, can I get those training records? Can I get those certificates? But they may not have them if you've done the courses on your own or through workshops or through different associations that you belong to. Have that stuff backed up. Print your performance reviews. Now, if you get terminated for a no cause termination, that you may or may not have a leg to stand on with anything if you want to fight it or things like that. But have your performance reviews, print them out so you have something to back it up. That stuff is too easy to change from many perspectives, so you want to have that printed out. Be careful who you trust. HR may not be your friend. If you think, well, I'm going to go to HR with this issue that I'm having with my boss or with another person, maybe they're there to support the company and not 100% to support you. I myself have experienced things that I've told in confidence to HR that are then suddenly known by other managers. So obviously they weren't keeping anything, privileged or in trust or in confidence. And they may be using what you tell them to build something against you. Be slow to share too much personal information. Like they say, it's not show friends, it's show business. So that being said, I've had some wonderful, friends made at work that I would trust implicitly, but be slow to develop that. Be careful. Like they say, too much is too much. Too much of a good thing is still too much. Too much personal information, too much. So again, always be ready, be thinking that I've had many jobs where I thought, that's it, I'm going to retire here. Love the company, love the people I work with, love the work, and I'm going to be here till the end. And unfortunately, I've said that more than once. So be ready, be vigilant, be prepared.